So after doing with the physical properties of group 15, the next part we have to see what are the states of elements of group 15. Nitrogen is in the form of gas, whereas other elements of group 15 are in the form of solids. Then their nature, nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic, antimony is metalloid, whereas bismuth is metal. I repeat again, the first two members, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, are non-metals. The next two, arsenic, antimony, are metalloid, and bismuth is a metal. So these are their natures. Now as you see, from non-metal we are moving to metals, means the metallic character of the elements down the group goes on increasing. Now why the metallic character goes on increasing? Metals are generally electron donors. Now down the group, ionization enthalpy is going on decreasing because of the increase in atomic size. So as their atomic size is more, ionization enthalpy is less, their tendency to donate electron will increase. And as the tendency to donate electron increases, the metallic character of the elements of group 15 increases. Once we know this, the next point is their melting point and boiling point property. There, the boiling point of these elements down the group goes on increasing, whereas in melting point there is some difference, that is from nitrogen to arsenic it increases, whereas from arsenic to bismuth it decreases. Now this decrease in melting point is due to what? The decrease in the melting point is attributed to the increase in their effective nuclear charge, and because of the increase in effective nuclear charge, the melting point down the group increases. Then after doing their melting point, boiling point and metallic character, the next thing comes is whether these elements shows allotropy or not. Now what do we understand by allotropy? Allotropy is a process or a phenomena where one element can be in more than one physical form. So in this, elements of group 15, except for nitrogen, all other elements show allotropy. Means all other elements allotropes are possible, whereas nitrogen's allotropes are not possible. Okay, so till now we have discussed the elements present in group 15, their electronic configuration and the trends in their physical properties. Now very importantly, they will be not asking you the questions regarding the trends. The question will be asked many a time as give reason. Wherever there is an irregularity in the trend, so that reasoning will be asked. So we have to be clear about the reasoning part. So in this chapter you will see many of the give reasons questions which will be for 1 mark or 2 marks. Sometimes they can also ask you to write down the electronic configuration of any given element. But for that given element they will not give you their atomic numbers. So we have to remember their atomic numbers very well. After discussing the elements of group 15, the next thing we have to see, that is elements of group 16. The elements of group 16 is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. In the brackets I have written their atomic numbers. If I remember the elements of group 15 with their atomic numbers, then this to remember is very easy, because we have to simply add 1 in each. Again in this, the difference in their atomic number is 8, 18, 18 and 32. Then as they belong to group 16, they have 6 valence electron. So their general electronic configuration is ns2np4. Now after knowing their general configuration and their atomic numbers, the next part comes is to write down their electronic configuration. Again we are writing down their outer electronic configuration. So for oxygen it is helium 2s2 2p4, sulfur it is neon 3s2 3p4, argon it is for selenium it is argon 4s2 3d10 4p4, for tellurium it is krypton 4d10 5s2 5p4, whereas for polonium it will be xenon 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p4, right? So that will be their electronic configuration. Now again down the group, their atomic mass is going on increasing. Why its atomic mass will go on increasing? Because its atomic number is going on increasing. As its atomic number is going on increasing, the number of shells increases, so their atomic size will definitely go on increasing. This is very common points. Now atomic size and ionization enthalpy, as I mentioned, it is inversely proportional to each other. So because atomic size goes on increasing down the group, ionization enthalpy will go on decreasing down the group. After ionization enthalpy, the next point comes as electronegativity. Electronegativity is directly proportional to ionization enthalpy or inversely proportional to atomic size. So definitely atomic size increases down the group, ionization enthalpy decreases. So electronegativity will also decrease down the group. Again, in this I have given the values which are according to Pauling scale. So you could see here from 3.5 to 1.7 it is moving down. Means definitely its electronegativity is going on decreasing. Now in this, oxygen is the second most electronegative element of all the elements available, with its Pauling scale electronegativity value as 3.50, right? After discussing about these points, the next part what we have to see is, of all the elements of group 16, polonium is radioactive. And as it is radioactive, it is short-lived. Many a times this question comes in MCQs where they ask you which element of group 16 is radioactive. So that is polonium, right? Now after mentioning the properties, the next point comes is their melting point and boiling point. Now down the group, their melting point goes on increasing. Now even though they all go on increasing, when we compare the melting point between oxygen and sulfur, then the difference between the two is very large. Why so? Because oxygen by nature is a diatomic molecule, whereas sulfur by nature is polyatomic. Polyatomic means its atomicity is 8. Atomicity means the number of atoms required to form one molecule. For oxygen we require 2 oxygen atoms, whereas for sulfur molecule we require 8 sulfur atoms. So as their atomicity differs, and that is why their melting point and boiling point difference we compare, so we find it to be very large. Okay, now after mentioning about all this thing, the next part comes is their metallic properties. So again in this, the first two members, that is oxygen and sulfur, is non-metal. Selenium and tellurium is metalloid, whereas polonium is metal. So again down the group from non-metal they are becoming metal. So the metallic character of the elements of group 16 again goes on increasing. Next thing comes is allotropy. All the members of group 16 shows allotropy. There are various allotropes of these compounds which we will be discussing in the further lectures. So after discussing the elements of group 15 and 16, the next we have to do, that is elements of group 17. The group 17 elements, who are also called as halogens, are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astadine. Now in this, as they belong to group 17, they show 7 valence electrons. Again their atomic numbers, if we remember group 15 atomic numbers, then we have to do +2 to that. If we remember group 16 elements atomic number, then we have to do +1. Okay, and down the group again the difference is 8, 18, 18 and 32. Okay students, I am keeping on repeating this again and again because it is very important to remember the elements atomic number. Reason, if I know the elements atomic number and I could predict their electronic configuration, based on this their other physical properties like atomic mass, atomic size, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity are very easy to predict. Okay, so please remember the elements of each and every group with their atomic numbers. Now as they have 7 electrons in the outermost shell, their valence electronic configuration or general electronic configuration will be NS2NP2. In this, for fluorine, the electronic configuration will be helium 2s2 2p5, chlorine neon 3s2 3p5, for bromine argon 3d10 4s2 4p5, for iodine it will be krypton 4d10 5s2 5p5, and for astridine it will be xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 6p5. So this will be their respective electronic configuration. Okay, ये electronic configuration also, if I remember group 15, then it is very easy to write down 16 and 17. For group 15 it was everywhere 3 3 3. For 14 it became 4 4 4. For 15 it was 2p3 3p3 4p3 5p3 6p3. For 16 it became 4 4 4 in each case, and for 17 it is becoming 5 5 5 in each case. Okay, now again, as the atomic number goes on increasing, there will be definitely increase in their atomic mass. Because the number of shells goes on increasing, there will be increase in their atomic size. As atomic size increases, their ionization enthalpy will go on decreasing, and as ionization enthalpy decreases, electronegativity will also decrease. So again, in this you could see the electronegativity of the elements down the group goes on decreasing. I have again written there Pauling scale value. So according to that, this is the very important point, that is electronegativity of fluorine, which is 4.0. This fluorine is the first most electronegative element of all the 118 elements available. Okay, so the first member of group 17, that is fluorine, is your first most electronegative element. The second most electronegative element is oxygen, and the third most electronegative element is nitrogen, with their Pauling value as 4.0, 3.5 and 3 respectively. Now after the electronegativity part, the next thing comes is their melting point. Melting point, again down the group, because of the increase in their atomic mass and atomic size, it is going on increasing. Other than this, the next very important point comes is bond enthalpy. Now all this group 17 elements, that is halogens, they all are diatomic in nature. Diatomic in nature means they have two atoms to form one molecule, F2Cl2 Br2 I2. So bond enthalpy is what? Is the amount of energy required to break the bond, that is to break the covalent bond, so as to form their respective atoms. It is also called as enthalpy of atomization in some of the cases. So in this, as you could see, down the group their atomic size goes on increasing, the bond enthalpy goes on decreasing. Reason? Bond enthalpy and atomic size are inversely proportional to each other. As the bond length, as the atomic size goes on increasing, the bond length goes on increasing, and because of the increase in bond length, the interaction between the two atoms goes on decreasing. And as the interaction between the two atoms decreases, definitely its bond enthalpy will also decrease. This can come as a give reason, that is justify or give reason why bond enthalpy down the group of 17 goes on decreasing. So for them, the first part will be increase in the atomic size, the second part will be increase in bond length, and the third part will be, because of that, there is a decrease in bond enthalpy. Okay, then other than this, there is one very important point, a characteristic point of group 17, that most of these elements are colored compounds. Okay, so many a times in MCQs they ask us the color of the compounds. So fluorine is a greenish color gas or yellowish green color gas, you can say. Chlorine is also a greenish yellow color gas. Bromine is a reddish brown color liquid, and iodine is a violet colored sublime solid. I repeat again, it is sublime solid because it undergoes the process of sublimation. Okay, so fluorine is your yellowish green color gas. Chlorine is also greenish color gas. bromine is reddish brown color liquid, and iodine is violet color solid. Okay, so this is one of the characteristic property of group 17, that they are colored. Now why are they colored? That because they all absorb the energy from visible range, that is our Vibgyor, and because of the energy absorbed from visible range, they show us excitation, and because of that excitation they show us colored compounds. Okay, then the next thing comes into this is, if I compare the atomic size of the elements 15, 16, 17, then group 15, 16, 17, we could see their atomic size goes on increasing. Okay, but group 17 elements atomic size is in the respective period is the smallest one. Okay, why it is smallest in the respective period? Because of two reasons. One is their effective nuclear charge to be very high. As their effective nuclear charge is very high, the valence electron will be pulled towards the central atom, and because it will be pulled towards the center, definitely the atomic size will differ or it will decrease. So one point is its maximum effective nuclear charge, and second is its very high ionization enthalpy. So because of these two reasons, if we compare the atomic size of group 17 with respect to 15, 16 or the other elements of the same period, then their atomic sizes is the smallest.